What crimes fall under federal jurisdiction? Have you ever wondered what types of crimes the federal government handles? Understanding this can be really important, especially for those studying law. Federal jurisdiction is a key concept in law school, as it helps distinguish between federal and state crimes. Federal courts have limited authority, meaning they can only hear cases that are allowed by the United States Constitution or federal laws. So, what exactly falls under federal jurisdiction? First, let's talk about federal crimes versus state crimes. Federal crimes are violations of federal laws, while state crimes break state laws. Most criminal cases are dealt with at the state level. However, when federal laws come into play, that's when federal jurisdiction kicks in. The United States operates under a dual sovereignty system. This means both the federal government and individual states can create and enforce laws within their own areas. Now, let's look at some specific crimes that fall under federal jurisdiction. Crimes involving federal property are a big one. If a crime occurs on federal land, like a national park or a federal building, it is handled by federal authorities. Next, we have interstate crimes. If a crime crosses state lines, such as drug trafficking or kidnapping, it usually becomes a federal case because it involves multiple jurisdictions. White-collar crimes are also significant. These include offenses like tax evasion, money laundering, and mail fraud. These crimes often involve federal agencies and laws. Immigration and customs violations are another area of federal jurisdiction. Crimes related to immigration, such as smuggling or illegal entry, are prosecuted federally. Terrorism and national security offenses are taken very seriously by federal authorities. Crimes that threaten national security, including terrorism and espionage, fall under federal jurisdiction. Additionally, bankruptcy and financial crimes are included here. Fraud related to bankruptcy or securities is under federal jurisdiction because the federal government regulates these areas. Civil rights violations are also addressed in federal courts. Cases involving civil rights violations, such as hate crimes or discrimination, are protected under federal law. For law students, understanding jurisdiction and venue is essential. Federal district courts have original jurisdiction over federal crimes committed within their district. It's also important to note that sometimes both federal and state prosecutors can pursue separate actions against a defendant for the same crime. This can happen despite the Fifth Amendment's protection against double jeopardy. By grasping these concepts, law students can better navigate the complexities of federal jurisdiction. This knowledge is vital for legal research and practice, especially when comparing U.S. legal systems. Understanding what crimes fall under federal jurisdiction is a key part of your legal education.